Master Vikrant.
Very good evening, my dear fellow Toastmaster from Division J, District 98. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good
Good
evening.
evening.
Good
Good
evening.
evening. Good evening.
I welcome all of you in first session of Stalwarts Rendezvous with Stalwarts. I am Toastmaster Vikrant, President of Heritage City Toastmaster and Sadhana and Zoom Master of today's meeting. Once again, welcome all of you in this session. Why we are all here? We all know to learn and grow together. We have a mission. We are now at district level. What is the district mission? District mission is we build new clubs and support all clubs in achieving their excellence. Now, without further ado, it's now time to invite division director. Now, who is a division director? Division director is someone who is basic from Jamnagar. She is homemaker and kid of two. Earlier, she had served as an area director of J2. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Jyoti, division director of Division J. Over to you, Toastmaster Jyoti.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vikrant, for that kind introduction. Good evening, dear friends, and welcome to the very first episode of Rendezvous with Stalwarts. Yes, you are going to have to practice the pronunciation of that word correctly in every meeting. It is such a difficult word that our ADs have chosen for us. Well, let me tell you the secret about that word. What happened to all those series that were running through last year and why this change? So I guess it had to do something with the amount of load that the area directors had to carry on their back to take this initiative ahead. Can you all imagine an emoji with a person being loaded with tons of bags on his back and he's trying to pull the weight of it? That was the feeling that people were getting with the name Juggernaut. As it is, we in this year, we are not going to have any teams formed at the area or division level as the district initiative. So I can anyway see the area directors are little too stretched already. So moving ahead, what I'm planning to do is I'm planning to take a Google form out with a request to all of you, anybody who is waiting to finish their higher level projects as a convener, as a panel moderator, as a speaker, as a fluent speaker, as we have today. And we can all join the forces and schedule the meetings ahead. Coming back to our first session, we are going to have an eloquent speaker who would share his tips on writing a speech. Remember, ISC is coming very, very soon, faster than we think. In fact, in a month or two, it will be all done. So in the second to achieve all of them. So to listen to both these things without any delay, let me call upon a Toastmaster for 6 years who has served as VPPR and a president. He is a poet, he's a blogger, he's a podcaster. Toastmaster Vikas, who also runs an organization named Ummeed, which works to spread happiness in the lives of people. And that's his motto for today also, I'm sure. Over to you, Toastmaster Vikas, to take this initiative further.
Thank you so much, respected Division Director Toastmaster Jyoti, for such a warm introduction. I once again welcome one and all present here for the first session of Rendezvous with Stalwarts. Are you all excited? Can any one of you let me know what is the meaning of Rendezvous? Anyone?
They all can show their excitement by starting their videos.
Yeah, I believe you all are stalwarts. So I think start your videos and let's begin the detailed talk, which is the literal meaning of Rendezvous. So as Toastmaster Jyoti already highlighted that we used to do juggernauts. So the same program in a different form, with a different skin, you can say. That's what we are starting from today for the Division J for all upcoming 12 months. So what we'll do here, we'll invite all the stalwarts of our division, of the district. We learn from them, we grow together. And that's what is our purpose, right? That's why we have joined Toastmasters, to learn, to grow. So in general, we have our club meetings. Apart from that, when we come out of our club and we join this kind of forums, I think it is bigger uh, forum where we can learn from more number of people. We can connect, network, present our thoughts. So that was there in the mind. So we begin with the first session today of the Rendezvous with the Stalwarts, and we have invited a stalwart. So why we have invited him? For the purpose that we all want to become a great speaker, and that's where we have invited joint Toastmasters. When we want to become great speakers, what we do, we give speeches, and then there's a time when we also participate, or we must have participated in speech contests. We all aspire to become winners of speech contests because that's what adds an accolade, and that's in. There is a saying which goes like, you cannot say a thing if you cannot measure it. So that's why it is important to measure. And how do you measure your performance when you want to become a speaker? Through speech contests. So when we want to become a good speaker, I think it requires some kind of fine tuning in crafting your speech, the way you design your speech and present it during the speech contests. So we have one stalwart among us present today who will share his thoughts that how we also can become winners of international speech contests. So let me invite him. I would like to introduce him first. Give me a moment. So this person is a Toastmaster for over a decade now. He started taking part in Toastmasters contest in 2016. And by 2020, you will not believe he had won more than 40 awards in all the contests put together. Dear friends, 40 is a very, very good number, very high. He has represented district 4 times in 3 different types of contests. Toastmaster Amit has also served as a TEDx coach. People aspire to become TEDx speaker, and he has been a TEDx coach. Professionally, Toastmaster an entrepreneur in April 2021, and he is the founder and CEO of My Car, My Ride, which is a used car startup. He's also the founder of I Love the Way You Talk, where he kind of CEOs and senior managers of corporates or the business leaders. So let's welcome with big round of applause Toastmaster Amit Gulati. Toastmaster Amit, welcome. So as discussed, the podium is all yours. We all are here to learn from you those small things which matters when you want to become a great speaker. Thank you so much for coming here. Please start your session. Thanks.
And by now, you would have felt that I was not here. You probably thought I was not able to listen. Or probably you thought that I was gone. But I was listening and I was waiting and I kept on waiting for good 7 to 8 seconds. And that created something in your stomach. Oh, is he not there? Is he not able to hear? Is it a technical glitch? My dear Toastmasters, Aaron Beverley in 2016, now world champion Aaron Beverley of 2019. Then in 2016, when he came at the second place, took a 13-second pause to start his speech. I just took 6 to 8 seconds. Being there. Thank you, Toastmaster Vikash, for having me here. Division Director, Toastmaster Jyoti, and all the people who've been kind enough to welcome me on this rendezvous with Stalwarts 1. In this international speech contest, crafting a speech, I'm going to share things which you probably would not have heard. Things, of course, you might have heard, but I'll try to give my own flavor. First one I've already shared. That was poise. Wait for it. There is no need to hurry. Just like you eat your food, chew it, you start your speech by waiting. And that, my friends, is called poise. Poise comes to the most polished speakers. This is the first part, and I want to cover such 10 tips as we continue this session. What's the second one? Now, the second one is something that you all have already seen. Before we go to a contest, there's always a pre-work that we need to do. And that pre-work is decided by the judges' ballot. I hope you all are aware of what is a judge's ballot. Am I? So you can probably unmute and say, you can respond. It's okay. It's a dialogue.
Yes.
Have you seen the judge's dialogue? Great.
Yes.
So I'll share my screen and show you the judge's ballot. Give me a second. For people who are not able, I hope you are able to see my screen.
Yes.
Yes, it is visible.
Okay, perfect. So here it is, judge's ballot. I would not explain in depth about this. It's pretty simple. You have a good 50 marks for content, which is speech development, effectiveness, speech value. Then you have delivery, having 30 marks with physical aspect of it, voice, the second aspect, and manner, equally contributing 10 marks each. And then you have language, making it appropriateness and correctness, giving 20 marks. If you go through this judges panel, which is freely available on the website and other portals as well, you would get a lot of understanding of how judges are trying to judge you. But was this my motto when I pull a judge's ballot out? No, I think by now you would have already know that I am not going to talk about obvious things. Here, I'm going to ask you a question. People talk that content is the king. There are other people who say, no. Delivery is the king. Okay. And herein we see the ballot here, clearly content says 50% and delivery is 30. There is something called as language, which is 20. So what, according to you, with no bias at all, what do you think wins? Is it a content or the delivery? Even if it is 51%, say that one name, whether delivery or content. If you say 50-50, you can tell me 50-50. You can share in chat, you can unmute yourself and say it.
Content matters a lot, but still delivery gives that impact. So I can say 50-50, but yes, judges ballot says that 50% is the content part.
And 30 is delivery.
Yes.
So you say 50-50, okay? Thanks, Praveena. Anybody else?
So if you do not even remember the person, if his delivery style is so poor, but content is great, then what's the point? Like if there are 10 speakers and if you don't remember the person, how he spoke, then everything goes off. So delivery is important, but ultimately content should be what should be seen. I completely.
Vote given to content by Jyoti. All right. Cool. So let me break the ice from you. So everyone would have a different perspective and there is no right or wrong. But let me share my experience of the last 12 years being at Toastmasters and trying to give multiple speeches at different clubs, and I've been at different districts as well. My submission to you, it's very simple. The speech and delivery, the content and delivery is 50% equal. Okay, 50% weightage to each. there is no delivery without a content. There is no content without a delivery. Okay, so they go hand in hand. Is it your left leg or the right leg which is more useful? Both legs are equal. So for the eyes, these are two eyes you can't choose. Okay, so that was simple, and most of you would have probably shared this way. But why is this the ballot saying a different way? Whosoever made it, I don't want to comment. It's a lot of things which is great in this ballot as well. Okay, but if you look at it in a right way, you would understand this ballot says the same thing. Let me show you how. Look at the point number 2, below speech development. It says effectiveness, achievement of purpose, interest, reception. Let me ask you this. Is this because of the content or delivery?
Delivery.
Thank you, Praveena. 15 marks straight away gets out of this particular ballot from content and goes to delivery. So delivery now is 45, while speech content is now left to 35. And again, there is a misbalance. Okay. So if you look at other parts, speech value, which is idea, logic, which is content, speech development is content, that is right. Physical part, voice and manner, it is delivery. Perfect. So 35 now for content and 45 for delivery. All right. 20 for language. Let's get deeper into language. Okay, there's something called as correctness, grammar, pronunciation, word selection. There's something called as appropriateness to speech purpose and audience. Now, appropriate is what you are writing. What you're writing is what you're delivering. Yes or no? So, in a way, what appropriateness says is there's a part of content only. Is it not? Appropriateness is a part of content. So, put this 10 points to content. 45, 45. Okay. Now, where is this correctness goes? Whosoever takes it wins the battle. Let's see. Correctness says grammar, pronunciation, word selection. Now, grammar is content. Praveena, Jyoti, Vikas.
Yes.
Word selection is content. Word selection is content. But pronunciation?
Delivery.
50-50. In 10 points score, you just make it 5 each. Ladies and gentlemen, this looks like a 50-30-20 rule, but is in a nutshell, it is a 50-50 principle only. So when you're looking at the ballot, please do not look at it as a content heavy ballot. It is an equipoised ballot which has 50% weightage on content and 50% in delivery. I hope that made sense. If you like this, my analysis, just ping me yes. If you have suggestions, please ping me no, and I'll take your suggestions after we finish off this sessions in the Q&A round. All right. Now that we have decided that we are making it 50-50, what next? The next part is, how do we see in this particular 50-50 juggle, what are the most important things? Ladies and gentlemen, a speech, if divided into content and delivery, this content and delivery can actually be further divided, according to me, in 2 parts. One is the core, and the second is the augmentation. It's like you can't have an icing without a cake, but the icing only comes on the cake. So you need to have a cake. That means you need to have the core, and then there is an icing. Okay, so even content has the core and the augmentation, that is the icing. The delivery as well also has a core and of course the icing. What am I talking about? Let me close this ballot for you and let me bring to you what do I feel, what is core and what is augmentation. Good to go with me? All right, we close this one and here we go, speech bifurcation. I hope I'm able to. This is. Any suggestions?
You can stop the screen share and open it again. Maybe it will open.
Okay. Let me just do from here and see if it works. Speech magnification. Okay, I'll try the way Jyoti is.
You can change open with to PPT. That also may work.
Okay, let me try the suggestion given by Jyoti first. Whoa! Whoa! You're not having Stalwarts only a speech contest. The people who are master in IT as well. Ladies and gentlemen, ek se badkar do. Thank you, Toastmaster Jyoti. All right, so here's a speech for me. Speech is divided into content and delivery. Both have core and augmentation. Let's go to the content core. And I call it structure, correctness, and relevance as the core of the content. Without this, there is no speech. If it is not correct, grammatically correct, appropriate, relevant, then it's of no use. Similarly, if there is no opening body conclusion, there is no speech development, there is no plot development, this speech is not there. And that forms the core of the content. And what is augmentation? Now it comes the icing. Can you make it crispier? Can you add some nice words, vocabulary? Can you do some triads, metaphors, and analogies? These are icing on the cake, which will give you those brownie points only when you have the vanilla ice cream with you. Okay? But here, there's one augmentation which sometimes punches above its weight. Can you guess which one is that? Crispness, vocabulary, triads, metaphors, analogies. Any one of them punches above its weight. Sometimes punches above its weight. Anyone?
I feel if the words selected are really tough, that is not easily understandable with for the audience, then again it works the opposite way, because if it's not reaching the audience, it's not, the purpose is not met.
Absolutely. So the relevance, if even the vocabulary is not relevant for people, then it is there. So any of one of these five: crispness, vocabulary, triads, metaphors, and analogies, which one do you feel punches above its weight? Sometimes can gain much more weightage than we think.
I have seen that triads, they are quite good in the sense you keep talking about them at each and every para end, and then they leave a mark on the
Lasting
audience.
impression, right? Wonderful. So all of these things make a lasting impression. If I have to make a division, I would take content core contributes to 80%, while the augmentation contributes to just 20%. And out of this, I'll pick analogies. Now, why I pick analogies? Manoj Vasudevan's speech of 2017 was pull less, bend more. Was a title. It was an analogy that in relationship we should not pull each other. We should not have tightness. We should let it loose. And once there is tightness, the other person should bend. It was an analogy which was the content in itself. So analogy becomes the content in itself generally. Sometimes, and when it does, it can be as big as your world championship speech. Now, the same content, my dear friends, was delivered by Manoj Vasudevan in 2015 as well. World champion of public speaking delivered the same speech, 99.9% same speech, and got the third prize, not the first one. Delivered the same speech 2 years later, got the first prize. Can somebody tell me what was the title of the speech when he got the third prize? Very famous one.
Bend less, pull more. Pull less, bend more.
That was in 2017 when he won.
Okay.
But when he came third in 2015, what was the title? Toastmaster Usha would know.
No, I wouldn't.
No problem. You can fix it. Oh, wonderful, catchy line. You would have heard the speech. In fact, Bend, pull less, bend more, you would not have seen many times. I'm 100% sure you would have seen the speech, you can fix it more. You remember this because the word you can fix it is so catchy. I see something in you. So catchy. But my dear friends, the same guy did not win. Because you can fix it was not an appropriate title, I tell you later. But the moment somebody says, pull less, bend more, became more relevant. And I'm going to talk about this in the fourth segment, which is the topic selection. All right. So for now, we're covering content core is covered. All right. Let me put it. Let me. I hope this can be closed. And we go to the. Okay, then what is the core of the delivery? We've covered core of content. What is the core of delivery? I believe delivery again can be bifurcated into two parts, verbal and non-verbal. You call it body language, you call it non-verbal, your wish, okay? Now, verbal basic part is pronunciation. So when I say core, the core is pronunciation and rate of speech. If you are not able to pronounce things correctly, then the judges would feel agitated, and they would probably not be happy with the way you are carrying your speech. See, it's like a resume. Your world championship speech is like a resume. Nobody likes spelling mistake in a resume. HR's in here. Similarly, nobody likes grammatical mistakes or pronunciation errors in a world championship speech, because all you have to do is write 700, 800 words, or maybe 1,000 words. That's all. And you have ample time for that. So that is expected out of you. So therefore, pronunciation and rate of speech, if you're too fast, the bus will move on and people will not be able to get on. But then what is the augmentated part of these two aspects? Augmentated part is modulation and vocal variety. Now, modulation, vocal variety adds extra flavor to the speech. You are doing modulation, you will get extra flavor to the speech. But if you're not doing modulation, you will not get deducted. But the moment you have pronunciation and deductions. So that is why what is core and what is augmentation, you need to understand this. Okay. Similarly, rate of speech, you have to have a right rate of speech, but voice, if you have voice, that's augmentation, that's plus. How about non-verbal part? In the non-verbal part, body language, eye contact is necessary. How about if I talk like this? So, Toastmaster Vikash, Toastmaster Jyoti, are you able to understand? Right? So it's very critical, isn't it? And so is a please smile. Toastmaster Jyoti, are you able to understand? Very critical, right? It can be, it can be a very big turn off. But if somebody has nice gestures and body language and somebody does not have, these are augmented features. Nice facial expressions complementing with the words, it's an augmentation. I hope you're able to get this, and please let me know anywhere you have any confusion here. Okay. And last is, so we've covered this in fact. Oh, we've already gone to green. All right, let me make it very quicker. All right, then the next was topic selection. Now, topic selection is very important. I told you about pull less and bend more. And similarly, I see something in you, power of words. Now, my belief is that the title should not be self-explanatory. Mohammad Khatani got away with it because he had a wonderful delivery. Power of words, let's be honest, it's not a title that you want to go home and do it. Well, let's spend more. Excellent. I see something in you. Now I have a contradiction here. I see something in you is a wonderful title. Let me ask this forum of around like 20 people here. Do you remember Dhananjaya Hetirachi's speech? I see something in you. Yes or no? Quickly. Yeah. So can you tell me the message of that speech? Quickly. Message of the speech, please.
Like every person has some potential and that potential comes out sometime. I mean,
Jyoti, half right. You started with thing in you, but in actuality, the right sense of it, if you look at it, is it says, be surrounded with people who matter to you, who are good to you. They will teach you back whenever you are torn, whenever you broke. But we don't remember this because the title is so nice. Because the title sways the logic. All right. It's just the speech development was so nice. Otherwise, people are not, there is no actionable item here. I see something in you. What is an actionable item? There is no conclusion to it. An conclusion has to have an actionable item. An actionable item would have been, if you're surrounded by people around us who value you, who can piece you together, so you find them and you be with them. That is the message. So choose your title wisely. All right. Next thing is framing the topic, and framing the topic is also something that I already shared here. Now, framing the topic. Words are like money. Words are like money. This is another suggestion. Words are like money, so you have to be very crisp. If you use too many words to say a particular aspect or a speech or a part, then it is not taken in the right spirit. So that's something we can all control. All right. It's something for me as well here that I'm losing too much time. All right. Last 3 pointers before I close this, and I'm doing this very differently. Last 3 pointers. The first one, gestures first, words later. I say this again. Gestures first, words later. Okay, look at me when I say, I see something in you. This was together. I see something in you. I did the gesture first and then said it. It is like a double syllable name. For name, let's say we have Madhuri. Okay, we have Madhuri here. So Madhuri has a double syllable name. Okay, Madhuri. If it is Amit, many times I say, "What's your name?" My name is Amit. Or if I don't say my name, I say Amit. Sorry, because a single syllable. We tend to not listen the first particular word, and that misses out. So similarly, when you are making a gesture and saying the word, saying the text, then the first part miss because the attention is not there. But the moment you do a gesture first and then say it, makes a lot of impact. That creates a lot of attention. My penultimate tip for the session. Now that you have formed your speech, I wanted to cover opening body conclusion. I will not do that probably in question answer round. Now, once you crafted your speech, you have an opening body conclusion. Remember, in the speech ballot, you have 20 marks for speech development. That is the structure having the maximum marks. Once you've done that, once you did all the speech and content and augmentation, the code, the development, the plot, metaphors, analogies, anecdotes, you've done that. You've done that. Now it's time to critically analyze your own speech. Critically analyze your speech. Tell that probably this is the worst speech, and let me find some flaws out of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 rehearsals. Do that. 10 iterations. Do that. Change your speech if need be. Make it perfect. Be critical. All right. I'll take the last one. And this is, I'm saving the best for the last. I see something in you. Judging. Presentation matters. What am I saying? I'm saying make your signature gesture. Make your signature gesture. If you do that, you will do great. If you look at the winning speech of Manoj Vasudevan, that's exactly how you should not do it. Okay? That's exactly how you should not do it. But Dhananjay, that's how you do it. Jijink, 2005, Lance Miller, that's how you do it. All right. Make your signature gesture. And if it can complement with the title, nothing like it. All right. This is my time because the red card is already there. I'm open for question and answers. Thank you so much.
Toastmaster Amit. So if anyone have question answers, they can write in chat or they can ask.
Thanks for the
Yes, hi, Toastmaster Amit. This is Geet.
Hi.
And you mentioned regarding the title, like I see something in you. Well, we can all relate to that title. Then you related that title and you asked regarding what is the takeaway from the speech. And you mentioned that it should be relatable to the title. But what matters more? Should the audience should be related to the title? Should that curiosity should come up in their type in the title, or the moral should be there in it? What weighs more for that?
So Geet, thank you so much for asking this question. I had actually taken a complete session on how to choose a topic, but I would not be able to fit in here. Your question is so relevant, and you answered it rightly as well. So it's the curiosity that matters the most, and that is why the Dhananjay wins. It is the curiosity. But as I said, if it can complement your unique gesture, if it can also be your message, then it is even better. Then it is even better. For example, I remember there's a speech which says less is good. Now here again, it doesn't tell you anything about the speech. There is still a lot of inquisitiveness, all right? But this title has the same message later on. Comes in that we should have less expectations from others, and that will help us be more happier. So this was the whole speech. Now, if you look at the message, the title is matching, and there is still a sense of intrigueness in the audience, and it is interesting. It's not like power of words or presentation matters for that. All right. So if you can do that, that will be ideal way. The next best is confuse or create curiosity, just like Dhananjay did, and he did wonderfully well. That's the second best.
Thank you so much.
Anyone else? Or we'll call it a day. It looks like only district people have come in to take the session. So people who know things are taking the session, right?
May I? Toastmaster Chami Desai here. Is it good when we share PPT during the ISC contest?
Absolutely no. Absolutely no. If you would see, I could have made a PPT. I did not. It is your face that really matters a lot. Your facial expressions, how you present it. You are more important than that PPT. So I would never suggest that. I don't know in which case that would have been appropriate, but that would be little too much of to and fro, and you lose a lot of time on that moment as well. So absolutely no.
Thank you so
much. Hi, Toastmaster Amit. I just want to ask one question, although you have very well answered it earlier also, and it is kind of known to all. But I would again try to ask that whether it is necessary all the time that ISC topic should be a personalized one, our own experience, where we are giving some message from our own experiences, our own learning. and whether it can be it can be something which is in the society, like something is happening which is very, we can sympathize with that, or that kind of topics, whether those will work, or uh, that should be discarded right away. So what is your suggestion on that?
Thanks, Rudesh. Again, a very relevant question. So I always tell there are three aspects of choosing a story. Okay, the first one is people can Google it. For example, "Main Khelega," Sachin Tendulkar, or similar stories. So people can be inspired by Mahatma Gandhi, and of course, there are many stories, right? That's one. Second is you pick up inspiration from surroundings, as you mentioned. Third is you can pick up inspiration from your own incidents. So the preferred one is the third one. The second one is the second preferred. And the first one is not preferred at all. Okay. Anything which can be Googled should not be done. That's for sure. So when I prepare for my contest, I have never, so they say 25% is allowed to copy. I don't think I've copied even 1.25%. Okay. When I say 1.25, probably I've taken one quote, maybe, just to explain things better. So that's one. As far as the your question to the inspiration of surrounding is concerned, see, it's very difficult. We always tell ourselves that मेरे जीवन में ऐसा कुछ हुआ ही नहीं है कि मैं कुछ स्टोरी बना के यहाँ पे प्रेजेंट कर सकूं, है ना? ये होता ही है ना, के साथ ऐसा होता है. ये सवाल मैं अपने को ही पूछता हूँ, यार मेरी तो कोई ऐसी सैड स्टोरी ही नहीं है, कोई ऐसा इमोशन ही नहीं है. अब इथोस पैथोस लोगोस के अंदर ये पैथोस मेरे में है ही नहीं है, मैं क्या करूं? एरिस्टोटल ने कहा ना, इथोस पैथोस लोगोस, पैथोस मतलब इमोशन. अब मैं इमोशन कहां से लाऊंगा? मेरी खुद की स्टोरी है ही नहीं ऐसी, मैं कभी गिरा ही नहीं, मैं तो हमेशा ही से स्टार था. जस्ट सेइंग, ओके, मैं हमेशा से ठीक रहा हूं, मैं कभी ऐसा, मैंने कभी सुसाइड अटेम्प्ट नहीं करा, मैं कभी फेल नहीं हुआ अनफॉर्चुनेटली. ठीक है, तो ऐसी कुछ चीजें रही होंगी. अब बात ये होती है कि कैन यू स्टिल फाइंड द प्रॉब्लम्स दैट यू फील they were there in your stories, or there is a way to select a message. And I call it the approach wherein the first thing is there is three circles. You draw a Venn diagram wherein you first put in things that you believe in. Number one, things are relevant to the audience. Third, things that have a message. And in the intersection, if you have a story, your story relatable to it, put in that. Okay. So that is always preferred. Try to see from a different perspective. And sometimes, of course, in IC, not sometimes, many times we try to exaggerate things. See, I would say fabrication is good, exaggeration is not. Okay, if there is no such story and you really need to exaggerate it, let it be, because you will not be Rudresh Dixit once you are present.
Thank you, TM Amit. Very well answered, and I got the gist of your message. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Toastmaster Amit, I would like to ask the question on, at last you mentioned 3 points, right? One of them was make your signature gesture. So, like, can you just give us an example of gesture? Should it be some kind of dialogue or a particular gesture? Like, what kind of signature gesture will you?
So people should go out and do that, replicate that. So I see something in you. They used to do that. Lance Miller's speech, they went out, the audience would have went out and said, hey, Jijing, hey, tu bahut acha kaam karta hai. Acha, Jijing. So these things come up. So these are gestures which can be called as signature gestures in your own speech. I remember in one of my speech, which was presentation matters, and I used to do presentation matter, and I have this hand coming in strongly. So I do this 3 times. The first one is medium, then again medium, because I'm trying to set this up. And once I have in the conclusion, and I say presentation matters, and there's a lot of boldness in my third gesture. The gesture remains the same. So this became my signature gesture. So when people came out and congratulate me that you have won, they said, sir. So, and then you feel, oh, my gesture worked. My gesture worked. And people remember you by that. I remember our very own Indian Aditya Maheshwaran. He says, And if your title and gesture can match, stupendous. That's stupendous. That's what Dhananjay did not do, okay? Because the message and the gesture doesn't match there. But here, the message, the title, the gesture, all three matches. All right. So I hope that answers. So somebody who's been, love bitten, and you say, sir, आपकी वो speech सुन के ना scratch ताजा हो गया. So I'm just saying, people, there must be people. There were people who would have been live, would have gone to Aditya Maheshwar said, वो गहरा हो गया. Anything else?
So in the interest of time, I think we'll proceed. So if we have any questions, you can also ask Toastmaster Amit personally, or you can send it to us. We'll send it to Toastmaster and we'll get it answered. So what a beautiful words of wisdom. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Amit, for imparting us with such an impeccable learning. I believe each one of us got a lot of learnings from here, and which will help us craft our speeches. I would like to invite our division director for the word of thanks and present our token of appreciation. Toastmaster Jyoti, please.
Thank you, Vikas. I think you can only share the certificate if possible. You are the convener, right?
Yeah. Toastmaster Vikrant, please share the certificate.
Yeah, okay. This is the
So once again, thank you so much, Toastmaster Amit, for accepting our request in such a short notice and coming up with a lot of learning for us. So please keep us helping like this. Thank you so much once again.
And thank you, Toastmaster Vikas, Toastmaster Usha, Toastmaster Jyoti, and all the Toastmaster fraternity. A small request to each one of you. Whatever your suggestions or feedback is, you can always message me personally or here in chat as well. I would be more than happy to take the feedback, because feedback is the breakfast of
champions.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So is this all, or we have more today? We have more today, right? So we are going to again learn a lot of other things through a special panel discussion, which will be organized by one of our area directors. So who is she and who is the moderator of that panel discussion? Someone who is oldest at the same time youngest. She's 66, but a Toastmaster who has joined very recently to us. She's passionate about public speaking and won many accolades like division level ISC in 21-22, humorous division level contest, humorous speech contest again in 21-22, and area level second place in 2022. Apart from this season, educational with 40 years of experience, she has received the prestigious President Award for Teachers in 2016 from Sri Pranav Mukherjee. And she is also a master trainer for CBSE and British Council. She has been a principal of DPS as well. So let's welcome with big round of applause Toastmaster Usha Mani as the moderator of the panel discussion. Over to you. The virtual podium is all yours, Toastmaster Usha.
Absolutely delighted.
Let the fire here. Thank you.
What a pleasant evening today, and to hear, Toastmaster Amit with that word of wisdom, especially for ISC speeches. Done so many speeches, but then I think this was indeed a beautiful session that I've ever attended. Thank you for it, Amit. Moving on with what's going to happen now. Okay, a panel discussion. This was just, when they decided on this rendezvous, then we really wanted to have this panel discussion. The ball was in my court. What do I do? What do I ask? I'm the youngest, with no way as far as Toastmastership is concerned, but still venturing out in all possible ways. So I'm here with you today, and the panel discussion is mainly on, probably must be really guessing what would the panel discussion be. It's based on awards and rewards. Toastmasters, probably TLTP, when we all attended it, we were bombarded with Hall of Fame award and that award and this award. In fact, I have a whole list of awards. I was puzzled. I said, my God, every little thing has been awarded. So where are we then? Why aren't we not aspiring? What is it all about? That's when this topic came to my mind. Is award a reality or a mirage? So having said that, so I have a beautiful panel with me. And the panel consists of Toastmaster Madhuri. Please welcome Toastmaster Madhuri as one of our panelists.
Thank you, Toastmaster Usha, for this opportunity.
Yes. Toastmaster Harsh from Division J4. Could I please put your hands together for Toastmaster Harsh?
Thank you, Toastmaster Usha.
Wonderful. Then I have with me Toastmaster Rudresh. Please focus on Toastmaster Rudresh.
Thank you.
Yes. What best could I ask for in this little short span of time? A Madhuri, a teacher out of conviction. And she believes she's born to be a teacher. Absolutely. And she has won the district semi-final in ISC, a Triple Crown awardee, and a content manager for District 98. Please welcome her with that round of applause. I have a poet with me, wondering who? That's TM Harsh. He's on level 3, project 3 in a strategic relationship in pathways, a creative, a communication skills, and he has taken poetic device. What comes out of his mouth is none other than poets. I've heard him. He doesn't believe in such simply delivering things. When the line comes to you, it hits you hard. It's bang on. And that is what is our TM Harsh. Please put your hands together for TM Harsh. And finally, we have TM Rudresh, an engineer by profession. Reading and music is passion. Probably I'll ask him to sing at the end of the session, so as to enlighten us. So all said and done, today we are here together to discuss on this topic. Is award a reality in Toastmasters? So my first question that I would just ask on to, because all of them are at club level. Let me be very honest, this is going to be a very different. Although I know TM Amit said that this is out of all our district panels, but then here we have, most of them are from the club level, president of the club levels. So hence, because that is where we begin, that is where the beginning comes. So I just wanted to ask you first about you. What do you think about awards? Yes, my first question is posed to Madhuri. How do you react to it? Is award essential in Toastmastership? Over to you.
Not just in Toastmasters, I believe awards are essential everywhere because they motivate us and they, push us towards, getting better. Goal. We always work, we need an incentive. Otherwise, we will not, get up and work ourselves and push ourselves towards a goal. Only when we, if we do a job, we want a salary, right?
Okay.
We will work for free. We are all here in a voluntary organization, and we are serving others because in serving as leaders, we are in turn getting benefited. That's why we are here. So in everything, we see a benefit. Maybe tangible, maybe intangible. But awards, I feel, are essential to push us, motivate us, and take us through our journey so that when we see the award there, the journey, we will never feel like giving up.
Okay, absolutely. Probably that is the award is the kind of reward that you get for your dedication, for your determination that you're going to be working on. And I agree with you. I fully agree with you. What's your take on that, TM Harsh?
Hello, good evening.
Is an award an incentive to be given to your for the club that we are working on?
According to me, since we are all in the path of development, awards are just a milestone.
Okay.
It's if you Google the definition of milestone, it shows you significant stage of the path. So award or achieving an award is just shows you a significant stage of your development.
Okay.
So it's not that you have to stop there. It's just to appreciate you that, hello, I appreciate you. You have come here. That's your effort, and that's the way how that's award is a way to acknowledge
Wonderful.
you. So that's my take.
Yes. Coming on to TM Rudresh, do you remember any time that you have taken an award for your club or in person in Toastmastership?
Yes, ma'am. I got this opportunity to lead the club, and finally, I received a lot of awards. I will not count upon them. And there were surely 30 plus awards, plus Diamond Club Award. Personally, recently, I got the Leadership Award from Division J. So there were a lot of awards, and rightly pointed out by my fellow panelists, TM Madhuri and TM Harsh, that award is some kind of a recognition. Basically, that is required to boost the morale of your co-members, employees, and everyone who are in your arena. So basically, that gives you a recognition, and you are rewarding something positive. Means the work done positively or a correct work done, you are rewarding it. So ultimately, there are a lot possibility that good work will be repeated.
Absolutely.
So that is the main crux of that. When we are achieving some awards, so we are basically feeling that we have achieved some milestones. So it will boost our morale, our confidence, and we will try to excel beyond that.
Absolutely true. Very, very true. I do agree with whatever you say. But is it very stressful? That's where I'm coming to. Because receiving an award, I'm sure all of us are very happy about it. When you receive the award, you have your accolade and everybody clapping for you. But then what is the background? How are you able to manage that? Now let's come up to the club level itself. You have an educational award. You have got the 4 goals that are being set for you. 1 on education, 1 on second on membership, 3rd on training, and 4th on administration. Which one of them do you find at the club level being difficult? I think I could ask with TM Harsh to go with this. Which of the aspects you have it? Because by now you would have set out your goal, you would have been busy, put out your goals, etc. Now you must be really in a position to know where exactly is the lacuna. What am I supposed to do? How things are happening? So I'm asking you those questions. Which of the one do you find among all the 4 things that you have as in your, CSP? Which of the one you find it difficult? Or anybody can answer so that I can buy time, the others can buy time. Yes, what about you? Yes, Amit.
So, ma'am, I would like to take that question. And basically, the most toughest criteria I would see for the clubs is about membership goals in general. So where we have to mandatorily add a few 10 members. And other than that, we have a record on that. We added almost 29 plus members last year. So that may be a little bit easy for the corporate clubs, but it's very tough for the community clubs. So that is how you have to plan that. Basically, when you are having the set targets, the goals, then you have to decide which one is the toughest. And then you have to devise or find out the strategy. You have to chalk out some plan, how you are going to achieve the toughest one and how slowly. So more efforts are required in that direction. And accordingly, you can put less effort to further some goals. So this is what strategy part and planning part comes into the picture. And first one is recognizing the things. What is the most challenging thing? What is the least effort required thing? And that is way we can move ahead.
Okay. So is it the same with you, Madhuri? They just a word.
I agree with Toastmaster Rudresh. The membership goals are the most difficult to achieve. That too, when there is a deadline to it. so many members by September 15, so many members by, March 31st, that becomes stressful.
So,
That becomes
okay.
stressful.
I know.
So if there was no deadline, you're giving a whole matlab, right from July to June, we can take it forward easily. But if there is a deadline, that becomes stressful. The other day, I was just talking to my VP membership. She was charged up about bagging all the membership awards. I told her, we will bag those awards, but it's if we don't win one or two, that doesn't matter. Don't stress yourself about it. Because after all the awards will be sitting on the shelf, gathering dust, maybe break, lose their shine, or even, your daughter's trophies may replace your trophies. That's what I was telling her. So what matters is the learning that goes into the process of bringing in the members, retaining them, engaging them, and see to it that they renew again and again. That's the challenging part, and to do it without any stress, that's even more challenging.
Absolutely. I fully agree with you, because retentionship, sustainability is something that's very, very, yes, Harsh, TM Harsh, from you.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Usha. And indeed, membership part is the challenging, and to even do that without taking stress is a bit more challenging. But here I would like to go one step back. For me, it's educational goals, because according to me, educational goals are the roots of the club, for any club. So once the educational goals are met, that means the members are regularly giving their speeches. And once the members started giving their speeches regularly, they'll see the difference within them. And the same thing, they'll invite others and inspire others. So membership over the period of time would be, I would say, can be met, but educational goal is very much important for me, and it's a bit challenging.
It's a bit challenging. Why do you say that it's challenging when you have your members in place, and then when you want them to, achieve their goals? Why do you feel that it is difficult?
As Toastmaster says that it's a non-profit organization, so everybody has their priorities. To make them again recognize their objective, why they joined the Toastmaster, and to bring them again on the track to give their speeches, to complete their goals, and like reach a particular milestone over a period of time is the challenging part, I think, and to overcome their excuses, I would say.
I fully agree with you. More than the membership, the education goals becomes a little more difficult, because people if they don't follow up for the speeches, especially you're ready with it, and then the final moment, if they cancel even that speech, you find it very difficult.
Backouts, last minute backouts.
Not to accommodate. So there again comes the accountability, there again comes the commitment. And this is exactly what is happening. But what does Toastmaster teach us in the bargain? Again, the floor is all yours. Out of all this, fine, you have goals, but one thing, there is something exciting for in Toastmasters is for every little thing we do, every little thing, right? In fact, when I was just going through the awards, it was becoming such a mind-boggling thing. Like I said, Hi-Fi Award, Bring Back Award, Growth Leader Award, 3 Cheers Award, Helping Hand Award, Administrative Award, Logistic Award, Finance Award, TT Award, Educational Goal Award, Pathway Star Award. It's that many. Every aspect of us. So I think this has to reach to the Toastmasters. Am I right? In fact, the members of the Toastmasters. Yes, what do you feel in this? So many are there, but unless and until as a recipient or as a person who's aspiring for an award, if I don't know the awards that are being instituted, other than attending on these training sessions, how would it work in a club level? That is what I want to ask you. Yes, again, Amit. Sorry, Rudresh. I don't know why I'm calling Amit here all the time, but then, yes, TM Rudresh.
So TM Usha, you rightly mentioned that there are plethora of awards, and it is it is very difficult to recognize which one we should aspire for and what is where we should channelize our effort exactly. But what I believe as a leader, this is our responsibility that we should identify, and I would say that we have to balkanize the various segments.
Absolutely.
Like this is the education goal, this is the membership growth goal, this is the administration goal. So particularly those are the criterias, or you can say those are the segments, but they are giving some learnings out of that. And we have to make our members understand that by meeting these educational goals, you will be getting the confidence of giving their speeches. By attending, by maintaining the administration goals, you will learn the very important skills of time management, punctuality. So in that way, if we are able to proliferate and just give our idea that how these awards are particularly helpful in achieving everything, and these are ultimately helping in our long lasting quest, or you can say unrelenting quest towards becoming better communicator and better leader. So that will help us in channelizing, and that will help us in becoming a better leader who is steering the club towards achievement of that goal.
Absolutely, absolutely rightly said. Beautifully said indeed. So unless and until we aspire to have these awards and institute it to our members of the club, and they have to really know what is happening where, and probably that is going to take much a lead. With the time constraints as such, I hardly have a couple of minutes to wind up the thing. One takeaway. What is one goal that you've made for yourself in this during this for this year, TM Harsh, regarding the awards and rewards in your club? Which award would you pursue?
I would like to pursue the educational awards.
Okay.
And all the educational awards for the means keeping them as a priority.
Okay.
And then the membership, I think,
Membership
will go on.
Okay. So let us say that educational awards are being met with, and if the membership is not being met with as you desire it to be, how would you try to promote that?
For that, we have XCOM team, and I would like to promote such campaigns where we can get more membership.
So you're looking at an open house, or you're looking at
open house? Yeah.
Okay. Yes, Amit. Again, the question is to you: what sort of an award are you going to have this time? When you are going to have this, what is your one goal that you have really constituted for yourself for this year? Especially,
is it Rudresh? Are you asking? Yeah. So are you asking about personal goal or regarding club?
Whatever you want to share.
Last time, right now I'm IPP, but last time when I was president, so I aspired for one personal goal particularly, and along with the club goals, it was very pertinent for me that I am not forgetting, I'm not subsiding my personal growth. So that's why I completed one whole path last time. So that was one goal where we are not only emphasizing on keeping our club on the track, but as a leader, it's mandatory, I will say, or not mandatory, but it is necessity for all the leaders that they are maintaining their progress chart also in the line with the club growth. Absolutely. So that is how we have to devise the ways, chalk out the ways. There were deep diving, deep deliberation, discussions, pondering upon various goals. But at the same time, we have to give certain amount of time to our personal growth as well, so that we are on the track, we are competing, we are also growing with our club, with our members.
Absolutely. Yes, the last word from Madhuri.
Yeah, from the point of view of awards, our club will be vying for the Diamond Club. Hopefully, we'll get it 4th time in a row. And on the personal front, I would like to compete in the evaluation contest, because that's an area that I want to improve personally. And to set an example as a leader, I would like to complete my second pathway. So those are the goals that I've set for myself and the club.
So beautifully said. With your personal goal and with your professional goal, you're going to mix it up together and then have one together. I think that is what is Toastmasters all about. So all of us have joined with some purpose or the other. It could be personal, it could be professional, it could be, again, learning to be the leader for tomorrow. And I always believed, the awards and rewards are given to you for your dedication, for your devotion, and the determination that you make for yourself. It's something like a sunlight, or it's something like a breath. Unless and until it turns out to be that you need to live. And for that, you need that one breath. And if that happens to you, and the transformation can really happen. And that's where the awards and rewards comes to you with a bag full. Let's all raise our hands. I just want all of you to raise your hands. Please pat yourself and say, we are the best. We are the best Toastmasters, and we are here to win the award. Thank you. Thank you for giving me this wonderful opportunity. And I thank my panelists for being with me. And I've completed my pathway of, level 5 with a second project. So I think with that, I'm setting an example for many of you, so you all can complete your pathways wherever you are. And that is what the goal is. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being with me. Once again, a smiley from me to you as a teacher. Grab the smiley that you want to. Just grab the smiley. Yes, I think. Can you? Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Usha, for the honor of being a past panelist on your panel.
Thank you.
So it was indeed special to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Thank you, TM Rudresh.
I would like to also add, thank you, TM Usha, for giving this opportunity. And when you called me at that in the 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock, I was somehow busy, but I thought I need not to miss this opportunity. Surely I will come if it is about half hour. So that was, thank you for this, giving this chance.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harsh, for being this one.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Usha.
Thank you.
It was a great one-to-one conversation.
Thank you.
So, thank you so much, Toastmaster Usha, and many congratulations, first of all, for achieving your level 2 of Pathways Dynamic Leadership.
Thank you.
And this takes lots of guts to arrange a panel discussion on a very, very short notice of, let's say, 2-3 hours. So it is really an impeccable work which you have done. I congratulate and I really thank you that the way you have come up. And most importantly, all the panelists as well for their thoughts, ideas about awards and rewards. So it's my responsibility to present a token of appreciation. Can you say, Toastmaster Vikrant, first the token of appreciation for the panelists?
Yes, yeah.
So
let me. Yes.
So,
thank you.
So thank you so much, Toastmaster Usha.
An award and a reward for me. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next, please.
Next is Madhuri.
So thank you so much, Toastmaster Madhuri, for coming up with, to join this panel discussion on a very, very short notice of hardly 2-3 hours. That is really a great work. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. I have enjoyed every moment of it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next, then we have Toastmaster Rudresh. Thank you again, Toastmaster Rudresh, for your ideas being present here as panelist. And last but not least, Toastmaster Hers. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Hers, for joining us today as panelist.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
So I once again thank one and all present here, all the members of Division J, who took out time from their busy schedules on a busy Friday evening. It's not a weekend, I understand. So thank you so much. This was the first Rendezvous with the Stalwarts. We will have our second session that would be the last week of, this was actually to be done on the last week of Friday, July, but we couldn't do it because of TLTP. So for the August, it will again come on the last week of August. So stay tuned with us. And do join and also tell all your peers or members of the club to join. So that's it from my side. Thank you so much once again. You all are a lovely audience. Thank you for your amazing presence. Over to Division Day Director Toastmaster Jyoti for any words, departing words if you want to.
I'm sure everybody is waiting for the dinner, so I won't take much of your time. I'll just say a few words about my takeaway from today's sessions. Toastmaster Amit, it was so wonderful to have you with us. And for a very simple reason that we have seen that ballot so many times. but never ever I have imagined that, oh, there were 50% marks for content and delivery. And we just kept complaining that those with great delivery always go ahead and always win. So thank you for clarifying many doubts in the ballot, as well as many other things that you said for improving our speeches, augmenting our speeches. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Amit. And for the awards, I understand I have also run that race once upon a time and still running it, I would say. It doesn't finish here, like with people like Toastmaster Hardik in sitting in there. You will always have to run behind the awards. But in my personal opinion that I have formed about all these things is like, you decide your own goals. Don't force it on others. Let them decide their own goals. And that is how we'll all progress at our own pace. And that's my takeaway from the second panel discussion. Thank you, everyone. The panel discussion, panelists for today. You really showed a great amount of energy by joining in at such a short notice. And that was really, we are really grateful for it. Thank you so much. And of course, our area directors, Toastmaster Vikas for being the convener, and Toastmaster Usha for being the panel moderator. Wonderful job done at such a short notice. Next time we'll plan in advance for everything, right? With this, let us close the meeting, and the floor
Can I
is
say
Thank you so much.
Yes,
Thank
yes,
you,
Amit.
I just wanted to take a small time. If anyone has any suggestions, please do message me. I'm sharing my number here. And also, if there was anything new, particularly that you like, see, we know this for a lot of time. But if there was anything new or different that you learned today, I would like to know that so that I can carry on such good things and probably improve upon which could have been better. I've shared my number. You can share on chat or here or on my number. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Amit. Last but not least, thank you so much, Toastmaster Vikrant, for being the Sergeant at Arms as well as Zoom Master for the meeting and running the meeting smoothly. Thank you so much once again. Thank you, everyone. Bye.